Hello, my name is Simon.
And my name is Matthias, and this is the Xperia X. Sony is now stopped making the performance-orientated set line, and Sony now starts to focus on the experience. So for example, the new Xperia X does not have the ability to shoot in 4K, because nobody shoots in 4K, so why enable that function? Xperia X is Sony's flagship phone. The bigger and better brother is called Xperia X Performance, and the cheaper version is called Xperia XA.
The design of the new Xperia X compared to the previous Sony Xperia Z devices is now a little smaller. The speakers are not hidden, and the biggest difference that actually surprises us is that it's not waterproof. Why that surprises is because waterproofness is kind of Sony's niche. And now when even the Samsung Galaxy S7 is waterproofed, we think it's kind of weird. The colors are white, graphite, black, lime gold and rose gold. The camera on the back protrudes slightly, which is weird since the phone is pretty thick. But it may be necessary to somehow protect the camera, since the sharp corners that protected the back are now removed. According to Sony, they are moved to get a nicer phone in the hand, and we think that the Xperia X is nicer to hold. But on the other side, the old Z5 feels more premium to hold.
The Fingerprint Reader is, according to Sony, the same as in the Z5, but we don't believe them. The Fingerprint Reader is a lot faster, one of the fastest on the market. The reader is also better to handle with a finger in wet conditions, or if you for example press the button with the finger upside down, it will probably work. Lastly, the location of the fingerprint reader is maybe the best on the market.
The camera has not changed that much compared to the previous Z5 that came out last year. It has the same 23 megapixel sensor with aperture 2.0. But now Sony removed the ability to shoot video in 4K, and instead they added a new feature called hybrid autofocus that predicts upcoming movements, so that means faster and better autofocus. That camera is really good, but it does not have the outstanding performance that the other flagships of 2016 have, like the Samsung Galaxy S7, LG G5, and the iPhone 6s.
The screen on the Xperia X is a little bit boring. It has very accurate colors and not oversaturated colors. If you don't like colors, the screen is good for you. The screen handles sunlight and so on very good, but it doesn't have something extra as we almost could expect for the price. We think the screen in the Z5 is just a little bit better. Anyway, the screen is 5-inch big and has a resolution of 1080p, which is what we could expect in terms of resolutions. On both sides of the screen we got the lovely stereo speakers. These are probably the best speakers we have tested, even better than on the Z5, probably due to the lack of waterproofing on the Xperia X.
On the inside of the phone we do not find the Snapdragon 820, not even the 810. The X has the mid-range 650, probably because Sony has to save money. But in fact, the Snapdragon 650 delivers a better experience than the Snapdragon 810 in the Z5. The RAM is 3 GB big, and the memory is 32 GB with around 22 GB available from the beginning. It also has space for a memory card.
The Xperia X has the newest version of Android and is always quick except for when you start the phone, which takes around 2 minutes. Sony has skipped some bloatware, so the experience is better than the previous Xperias. But the phone still has a little too much bloatware. The OS has had its biggest update in years. That doesn't mean it's a big update, and the biggest difference is that you can swipe down the quick settings with one long swipe and the notifications with a short swipe. Another difference is the multitasking speed, which is super fast on the Xperia X, one of the fastest Android phones around. If you want to see the gaming reviews, the links are in the description. But we can tell you that the gaming experience is flawless.
Sony has always been good when it comes to battery life. The Xperia X promised 2 days of battery life in normal use. We think that is very hard to reach 2 days. The Xperia X survives 1 day without problem, even in heavy use. But 2 days is only possible with light or maybe very light use. When it comes to charging speed, we are a little bit disappointed since it takes 2 hours to get it fully charged. Sony has a new feature called Knovo, which should make the charging better for the health of the battery, so the battery's lifetime should get longer. Also, a good thing to know is that it doesn't have the new USB-C port.
So, the Xperia X is a pretty good phone. The price is around $550, and yeah, that's a lot of money, but don't be fooled of the hardware, because this is a good phone for the money actually.
Yeah, Sony really stepped up in the experience of the software. So the phone feels really good.
Yeah. So that's all for us today, and subscribe if you want more of these videos, and yeah, have a nice day.
Bye.